Good morning, students. Welcome to eSuvidya. Hope you all are fine and safe. Students, in the previous class we have discussed about some eminent tribal leaders of India who played a prominent role or a very important role in the freedom struggle of India. We have discussed about Shahid Veer Narayan Singh of Chhattisgarh, Alluri Sitaram Raju of Andhra Pradesh and Birsa Munda of Jharkhand. We have also discussed about the prominent tribal leaders of Odisha such as Kamal Lochan Dora Bisoi, Chakara Bisoi, who played a very important role in the Kandha rebellion, and also Ratan Naik and Dharanidhar Naik of Keonjhar, who played a very important role in the Bhuiya revolt. And also we have discussed about Shahid Lachman Naik, who was popularly known as the Gandhi of Malkangiri, who played a very important role in the Quit India movement in Koraput and Malkangiri. So students, we have also discussed about the early life of Birsa Munda. We have discussed that Birsa Munda was born in a poor family in Bihar, now in Jharkhand, in 1875. His father was a laborer, and Birsa studied for a short period in a school at Katanga, but he could not continue his education because of poverty. So from the very early age, he worked as a cowboy of a landlord. And one day the landlord found that Birsa was reading a book, leaving the cows to graze in the paddy field. So this angered the landlord and he removed Birsa from his job. So students, we have also discussed that the British rule in India up to British ruled India for 190 years, and this can be considered into two phases. From 1757 after the Battle of Plassey to 1857, the first war of independence or a Sepoy mutiny, and from 1857 to 1947, 90 years. So this period, first phase, the British wanted to expand its territory in India. Second phase, the British also exploited the India because the British wanted to take away the resources from India for the benefit of the British Empire. The tribal people, the innocent tribal people, generally they spend a very simple life. They were not disturbed by the empire in the initial stage, but when the British started entering into the forest areas, the British wanted to go for commercial cultivation of crops in the forest areas, in the tribal areas. So the tribal people were restricted to enter into the forest area. Generally, as you know, the tribal people generally they depend upon the forest for minor forest produce. They also enter into the forest area. They left their domestic animals to the forest area. So when the Britishers entered into the tribal area, they started putting some restrictions in the forest area. So this hampered the life of the tribal people. So in the sense group paragraph 2, we will see how Birsa Munda played a prominent role in abolishing superstitions, and also he fought against the landlords and moneylenders and the cruel and the policemen. So let us read the sense group paragraph 2. From very young days, Birsa was against superstition. Once his left leg was wounded while cutting wood. He went to a village quack. The quack said that the wound was caused by an evil spirit. Birsa would have to sacrifice a goat to cure himself of his wound. Birsa did not do this. Instead, he told people not to believe in superstitions. His fight against superstitions turned into a movement. He fought against cruel moneylenders and policemen. The number of Birsa's followers increased day by day. They fought against superstitions, cruel moneylenders, landlords and policemen. Considering him as a threat, the British government joined hands with the moneylenders and the landlords. Small battles were fought between the government and the followers of Birsa. In one battle at Khunti, the British police force was defeated. So students, as you know, from the very early age, Birsa was against the superstitions. Superstition means blind belief, or a belief which is not backed by facts. So from the very early age, Birsa was against superstitions. And once, while cutting wood, his left leg was wounded. Wounded means injured. So when his left leg was wounded and injured, so now he visited a village quack. So what is who is a quack? A quack is a person who does the treatment of a people without proper knowledge. Generally in village area or generally in rural areas, a quack provides the treatment to the people, or a quack is a person who does the treatment of a people without proper knowledge. So Birsa went to a village quack, and the quack told that this type of wound is caused because of an evil spirit. Because of an evil spirit means bad spirit. So Birsa, he advised Birsa to sacrifice a goat. So he told Birsa that if you want to pacify the evil spirit, you have to sacrifice a goat. So now Birsa did not believe the quack. Neither he believed nor he told anyone to visit the village quack. Rather, he told to the villagers not to visit the village quack, because Birsa was against superstition, and his movement or his revolt against the superstitions become a movement, and the people started supporting Birsa whenever he started a revolution against the superstitions. Not only this, Birsa led a movement against the landlords. Landlords are the persons who owns the land and rent the people at a higher rent. And he also led a movement against the moneylenders. Who are the moneylenders? Generally, moneylenders are the persons who give money to the people at the time of a need, but collects money with high rate of interest from the common people. Generally, they forces people to keep mortgages, or sometimes they take away the property of the common people or poor people. So Birsa fought against the moneylenders and landlords, and also the policemen who want to torture the common people, who were supporting the landlords and the moneylenders. So his revolt becomes so much popular in this area. So in one of the battle, or in one of the revolt at Khunti, so the British police was defeated by Birsa and his followers. So this is the theme of the sense group paragraph 2. So students, let's have a look some new words and let us try to use it into meaningful sentences of our own. First word is superstition. First word is superstition. Superstition means belief without based on facts or blind belief. So first word is superstition means belief without based on facts or blind belief. Let us use it into a meaningful sentence. It's a common superstition that black cats are unlucky. So it's a common superstition that black cats are unlucky. Second, wounded. Second word is wounded, means injured or caught his leg. Students, the words which are described here, it is as per the contextual meaning. Okay, here Birsa caught his leg. So we have put in bracket his leg, caught his leg. So his leg was wounded, means his leg was injured. So let us use it into meaningful sentence. They carried the wounded from the battlefield. They carried the wounded from the battlefield. So let's have a look to the next word. Next word is quack. Next word is quack. Quack, a person who does treatment of people without proper knowledge. Without proper knowledge. So students, let's use it into meaningful sentence. Without proper knowledge, especially in villages. Especially in villages. Especially in villages. So let's use it in a meaningful sentence. He describes himself as a doctor, but I feel he is a quack. But I feel he is a quack. Okay, so quack is a person who does treatment of people without proper knowledge, especially in villages. So, meaningful sentence, he describes himself as a doctor, but I feel he is a quack. So, students, let's have a look at the last word, moment. Moment means mass fight to achieve something. To achieve something. Sentence is, he played a key role. He played a key role in the moment. So students, today we have discussed the sense group paragraph 2. You go through the sense group paragraph 2 thoroughly and try to use the words into meaningful sentences of your own. Thank you. Have a nice day. See you in the next class.